Hi guys, this is Daniel.
And Matthew, and you're tuned in to episode 4 of our Halo discussion series. Spoilers, as always.
Yep, we're gonna do a brief recap and then get into our opinions. Pretty much there was kind of two stories going along here. Master Chief remembering shit about his past and not Halsey not liking it, and Quan finding out that no one gives a fuck about the Resistance and her not liking it. Is that a brief enough recap? You want to go more into it?
I mean, I would say there's one more, and that's the whole
Oh, the red hair chick.
silver team. You
Yeah,
know how Keys Miranda Keys interaction. But
you're correct about that.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Another Spartan. I don't even know her name. We haven't spent a Kyle, Kai,
it's
Kal,
no, it's Kai.
Kai. Okay, it's Kai. Okay,
Yeah,
so
Kai,
Kai.
Rick, and not Rick. Damn it,
I don't know. Kai's the
Catan.
important one in this one.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
guess the other ones that don't matter.
The blonde Spartan.
The blonde Spartan Kai. She saw Master Chief take out his emotion bullshit, and she got jealous, so she took hers out too. So now Keys is recognizing that there's something wrong with her, and she's like, "What?" Anywho, that's pretty much the story of it.
Well, she dyes her hair red like a prepubescent teenager or whatever. In an act
She's
of
got the feels, man.
rebellion. She's got an act of rebellion. I just was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is a nice red. La. Yeah.
Okay, so now that we got our brief recap, um, you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
I mean, I'll do a little small thing, and then because I know you probably have a lot to say. I'll just say this was another episode that was kind of just filler. There, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. This show needs action. Like it fucking needs action, and I know there's
This is
a lot of
episode 4, right?
story. Yes, this is
So it's
episode
been 3.5 episodes of filler.
pretty much. Yeah. Um, it's I understand there's a lot of story arcs going on, and they try and do little spouts of action to keep us entertained, I guess. But man, for Halo, you got to do more. Like that's just how I feel. You know what I mean? Like they had I think the most action in this episode was Soren like kicking some dude like in the chest and having him fly into the wall and then pulling his gun out and shooting a bitch and um
And the
you know
bitch parkour down.
yeah, and she like jumped out the window sideways but
She's
managed to
like,
like parkour. Yeah, fucking office style. And yeah, but so I just it's another filler episode. That's the big takeaway from this one. And I'm kind of disappointed because I need action. But
okay,
go
well,
ahead.
I'll address each story arc. Um, I'll start with I even forget her name, the Asian chick, Quan.
Quan.
Yeah, like no one gives a fuck about her. I honestly wish Dave Chappelle would just turn her in and be done with it. This arc needs to be over. No one gives a shit. Like, no one cares. No one cares. Get her out of here. No one wants that. She's a bitch for no reason. And I don't have like whenever I'm watching that shit, I'm just like looking at my phone, like, oh, what's on Twitter? Like, I'm gonna fuck. Anywho, so that arc needs to go away. Kill her, turn her in. No one cares. Next arc, the Kai. I guess I kind of don't mind the arc that much because of what the Master Chief arc is kind of just like another Spartan kind of following what he's doing. And I kind of like how, to be honest, like that, I kind of like how they're trying to decipher the Covenant language, the Sahili language. Like they're listening to the elites and they're like, oh, and the Howdy Tree like, oh yeah, we heard that before. That means needler because whenever we pick up a needler and we use it against them, like that's what they use to that's the call out they use to call out to everyone else, like, hey, they have this weapon. And I like how she described the super combine and how she's really into that and how like she loves seeing them blow up into pieces. And I'm like, oh, that's fucking cool. And
Well,
that's fucking Halo.
it is, and you actually glossed over one of the best parts. She literally said pink mist.
All you see is a big pig mist.
Yeah,
Like,
who knows? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
and like
Which
that's
is
fucking Halo. You know what I mean? That's fucking
yeah.
awesome. That's what we use to
So
describe that, you know?
that's like, I think that was like my favorite part of the whole episode. Like that actually went back to the fucking game, which I don't know, man, kind of got everyone into the fucking series.
So, okay, but what is your take of like the comically large, or they seemed comically
It
large
was fucking
weapons?
huge. Like, okay, remember in three, or no, it was two, because it was two. You should know they were dueling those things. Like, yeah, yeah. No, that shit was fucking. I don't think that's the scale. Like, like
Oh,
actually
unless
in lore.
the scale's just messed up, then I think. I'm trying to see if I've got one close. Not
We
on
need to get a
eBay, but
Nerf one. Oh, he's got plasma pistols.
I do. So this is the like Halloween toy one. It's like super hella plastic, like just kind of light. And this is like the Nerf gun one. You can tell the difference, like size wise.
The
Like
Halloween
this,
one looks cooler.
I mean, yeah, this one does look a lot cooler, but it's it's just hard plastic. Like there's nothing
Yeah,
special about it. This one can legitimately fire a Nerf gun, like a Nerf
I can knock
dart.
people's shields out.
Yeah, it could headshot them according to the series. Like one charge shot just fucking
Yeah,
explode their
Gino.
head. But
Gear
yeah,
style.
yeah. So I mean, in terms of like scale, like I mean, that's kind of how it is in the show. Like this is probably what it's like in the games in terms of like what it fit in their hand, and then this is like sort of the size that it would be in the show. Like it's comically large compared to what we're used to, you know. But anyway,
Yeah, it was kind of ridiculous.
I mean, but that was a good scene though because it also showed the carbine inside the glass, which I think would be awesome to obviously. Like I keep talking about action. We need to see these weapons firing. Like talking about them is cool. We're like, yeah, we're getting hyped, but like now they need to fucking use them. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I don't know, and then yeah, I really enjoyed that part of. That was my favorite part of the episode because that really brings me back. Like that's Halo. You're fighting the Covenant. You're not trying to fight like defend this fucking girl who's a piece of shit. Like I don't think we've ever had a mission like that in Halo, and we played all the games.
Trying to think, is there like escort missions? Like,
No, there isn't.
I
All the people
mean,
always die.
well, I was gonna say maybe just saving NPCs, but nothing like crazy.
But even then, they can all die.
Well, except for
And as long
Charlie.
as you live, you're good. Yeah, except Charlie.
Yeah, we saved Charlie. If you haven't seen that video, check it out.
And then the most important story arc following. Okay. Before I get to Master Chief, um, this fucking line is pretty much the whole fucking Halo show to me.
Okay.
They're the three Spartans in Silver Team minus Master Chief is with not Halsey. I'm sorry. What the fuck? Keys is with Keys.
Miranda.
Yeah, Miranda Keys, and they're trying to figure out why why is Chief special? And she asked the Spartans, why is Chief special? And the EOD Spartan, I don't even remember his name, but the guy who has the EOD helmet
Vanek
is like, cool, he's EOD to me. I like EODs, so he's the Master Chief. That's literally the whole fucking series. There's no reason for any of this shit to happen other than he's the Master Chief. They call him the Demon. He hasn't done anything to be the Demon. Reach still exists. He hasn't destroyed a Covenant Armada or anything. So there's no reason for him to be the Demon other than him being Master Chief. There's no reason for him to be special because he hasn't done anything other than he's Master Chief, writing out the fucking game. That is the whole fucking series to me. This shit's just happening because that's how it should happen. There's no reason to have behind it other than like he's the fucking main guy. Like, what do you expect? So,
Well, I mean, like Halsey tried to. Not Halsey. Well, she did, but okay. So there's a scene in the flashback where Halsey is talking to John in the orphanage, and then it's supposedly he tried to run away as a kid, and they caught him, brought him back. She's like, "You're special," but yeah, they didn't explain why he's special. She just says, "You're special. I feel like you have the leadership qualities to lead the rest of the Spartans." He's like fucking 7, 8 years old. Like, I mean, he couldn't be. There's no way he could be older than like 10. So how the fuck does she know that he has like he's special and he can lead people. Like that's way too young to see those qualities and characteristics in a child. I mean, if they didn't like kidnap him and take him away from his environment, he would still be drawing boxes of dicks and hiding them in the woods. Like it's a super bad reference in case you don't know what we're talking about. But anyway,
So,
yeah, go ahead.
well, I was going to continue with the arc, but if you have anything else to say, go for it.
Oh, that's fine.
And so, Master Chief's arc, he goes and digs up his box of dig drawings, and he pretty much Cortana uses like his memories to kind of like make an AR. Okay, that's bad. They go to his house, and his house is all taken up, like overgrown by shit. They go in there, and he's like, "Oh, this whole fucking house," and Cortana's like, "All right, well, I can use fragments of your memory to like kind of like reconstruct it, like you just kind of extrapolate of what is there and what it kind of should look like." So they do that, and then he's having all these flashbacks and shit, and then he finds out that like Halsey was there, like, why the fuck are you here, Halsey? This is my like place. Anywho, so he kind of gets this little bitch fit going on, and, and it's just it's starting to he's starting to piece together that Halsey kidnapped him from his parents, and he hasn't quite put two and two together yet. But I understand that's what happens in the story. That's what happens in the main story. Halsey steals him, replaces him with a Flash clone. The Flash clone dies a few years later, and everyone thinks all the kids are dead. So no one ever goes looking for them at the fucking Spartan Project. When I played Halo, I never went around looking for my parents. I never went around trying to piece together my past. I never went around trying to figure out if Halsey's a liar. I fought Covenant. I fucking boarded ships. I threw bombs back at the Corvettes.
I needed a weapon.
Yeah, and I got a weapon and used it against them. I made friends with the Arbiter. I understand. Like, I understand where they're diverting the story. This is not what I want to watch. I want to watch Master Chief beat up aliens. I don't want to watch him figure out that Halsey, you told me my family. Like, I'm so upset. I just wanted to be a kid. That's not fucking Master Chief. That never happened in the game. It never anywhere branched out to that. This is just bullshit. And like, I don't know. We're gonna watch another episode of bullshit next week.
I mean, it goes back to what we're talking about. At least I mentioned it in the last episode. That while they're doing this whole like press F to unlock memories thing with Chief, that you can follow Silver Team, and that's sort of what they did in this episode. Like they're like, okay, they're doing this. Let's go to this side arc involving Silver Team and Keys, Miranda Keys, and they're trying to decipher the Sangheili message, and she dyes her hair and all this crap. But like, they could follow Silver Team into the field where they fight Covenant. Like, say there's like a sudden threat, and hey, Chief's not around, so guess who has to fucking go fight it? Silver Team. I mean, there was a shot that apparently Daniel missed of Kai, the blonde Spartan, where she was like cleaning her fucking sniper rifle. So so they're obviously ready for combat at any time. I mean, that's kind of like the whole point of them, right? So give us something. And I was, while you were talking and you were mentioning what you did in the games and what as Chief, it actually reminded me because you mentioned the Arbiter. Where was the blonde Arbiter bitch in this episode? They cut to her face for like one fucking half a second when they were deciphering the Sangheili language. It was like, what was that transmission? And it's, as she said the word, it showed the blonde Arbiter chick saying the word, because it's like apparently that's part of the transmission. But like, what's up with that? Like, we kind of thought that she was going to be on Madrigal with the whole Quan and all that. Like, that whole scene with like the fucking ninja sword wielding bitch who killed Quan's aunts. Like, why couldn't that have been the blonde Arbiter for some reason? She's like, hey, this is the bitch that we're looking for. Like, tries to hunt her down. They get into a fight. Then Soren and Quan escape from her. Like, like,
Oh, yeah.
we don't know where they're going with it still, but it's like they introduce shit and then they just, I don't know. It's it needs action. That's still my big point of this whole thing for me.
Yeah,
personally.
Owen seduced that chick to go kill like other people.
Oh yeah,
Is-
and that's another thing. There was hella nudity in this fucking episode again. Like it must be in the contract somewhere where like each episode has to contain like 20% ass. And so this episode we've got Owen, aka Burn Gorman, Torchwood, and Kai Blonde Spartan. But and we got Master Chief's ass, we've got the Blonde Spartan's ass. Like it's been 4 episodes and we've seen 4 fucking asses. What the
Dude,
fuck?
it's fucking Halo, dude. Don't you remember ass in Halo? That's why it's rated M for mature, dude.
Yeah,
Get on the
yeah,
fucking ass.
yeah. I man, when I think of Halo, I think of ass cheeks.
I'm really upset like that they approved it for a second season. I really am. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, it's tough to say because still we don't know where it's going. But if it doesn't pick up soon, then I mean, I don't know, man. Like
We're almost halfway, dude. Next episode's more than halfway. Nothing's fucking happened. We've seen one fight, and it was literally just like the introduce the Spartans fight.
yeah, you're right. You're right.
It's half the fucking season. And we're filling out Fifi's
Beefies.
feelings.
Oh, it's like what the Fifi? Who calls it Fifi? That's so weird.
Never heard them open?
No, holy shit!
Okay.
Like what the fuck? I just.
It's just,
Yeah.
dude, like, it's like, I'm a Halo fan enough to know exactly where all these storylines are coming from, but this is not what I wanted. This is not what anyone wanted. I wanted him to fight the Covenant. I don't know how hard it is to figure that out. Why are we half a season in? We literally had one Covenant fight where there's only fucking elites. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, we did get our second grunt mention in this episode, though, when they're talking about their the needle combine and stuff. But she's like, "Have you ever heard a grunt big for his life?" And then Valen or whatever was like, "Pathetic." And
Yeah,
like,
so at least they exist in the universe. At least you got a confirmation of that.
yeah,
Honestly, at this point, we don't fucking know because we haven't seen it. We've seen hunters, or at least the hunter worms, not them actually being the hunter form, and we've seen elites. That's it.
I mean, they haven't even mentioned jackals or
Oh, brutes.
yeah,
Oh, and we've seen prophets, but there's like 3 of them.
right, right. Yeah, there just needs to be more Halo in Halo. Less ass, more Halo. Is that really that hard to do? Like, I don't know, man. It's
we
something
need to
else.
not focus on the rebellion. Like, no one gives a fuck about that. No one does. We need aliens. That's Halo. I never played a Halo game where I fought the rebellion. I know it's in the lore. And it's before the first game. But like, let's fight aliens. Let's see some grunts.
Yes, let's see some grunts that they keep talking about. I was thinking about it too, and I'm like, they really need to bring in Nathan Fillion. They just have to work him in somehow. Buck, like he was around the time of Master Chief. Like, it's confirmed, right? Like from 5.
Oh, 3 even, because 3 ODST. It happened during.
Well, yeah, but wasn't Buck part of the squad that was going after Master Chief or something? I don't.
Yeah. He was a Spartan at that point. But I'm saying even before that, like even in the original trilogy, he was around because he was in Unibasa.
Yeah.
For an ODST.
Yeah. So I mean, they gotta bring him in somehow, man. Like that could redeem a lot of the series, honestly, because Nathan Fillion's fucking awesome, and he's a Halo fan. He's been in the games, all this shit. So like,
that'd be cool. I can't see it from here because it's all blurred. But I have a Papa Buck.
Yeah. So I mean, Buck is awesome. That'd be cool. But yeah, it just right now, man, it's just boring.
It's not. It's the problem is I think it's the same problem that they have with, in my opinion, of the games. It's they're using the franchise to sell something that's not what it is. They're really just using the name.
Yeah. I mean, I'm actually surprised they don't have like Halo the series T-shirts, unless I just haven't seen them yet.
They're too stupid because they don't even cross promote with their fucking game that just came out. They're fucking stupid.
I mean, okay, they didn't promote it, but I'm pretty sure that was an Easter egg or a relation to Halo Infinite when they did the whole like flashback John running around where he got to like the edge of the woods and there were like those hexagon fucking squares. I'm pretty sure that's like an Infinite tie-in. Sort of.
It could be, but like,
Yeah, we don't know.
and even on top of that, like, wouldn't you want like a cross promotion, like legitimately, like Halo Infinite Arm or Halo, like maybe you can get
Soren armor.
Cal and the other Silver Team armor in the game. Like, wouldn't that make more sense?
Or you could pay like, $70 billion and you can take your helmet off. That'd be awesome. Because I mean that's all he does in the whole fucking series is run around with his fucking helmet off.
And if you pay $80 billion, you can have nude Master Chief.
Yes, the fucking ass mod. Why didn't I think of that? Damn it.
Or nude cow. You're pig.
Yeah, you get to figure out which one you. I guess it depends on the gender of your Spartan in the games. Male or female, but yeah, that's wow. Yeah, yeah. Damn it, man. Get good, Halo TV series. Get good. You bunch of noobs.
I'll see it happening, but hopefully I'm wrong.
Well, okay, so if we're at to that point where we can give it a numerical rating, which we didn't do in the last episode, but if you had to give it a numerical rating, how would you rate this
one? I rated a 4. I think at this point it's just it's just a sci-fi show, and not even a good one at that. Like, if you were to take it, it's not Halo, and they don't do anything. It's just a sci-fi show. I'm gonna say 4.
So I'm gonna go a little bit higher just because the whole Miranda Keys thing where they actually showed the fucking weapons, they talked about using a needler. That's to me was Halo. So I'm gonna go with 5.
That was. I agree with that, but I don't think that one scene redeems an hour. Like, that 2-minute thing redeems the hour.
I'd say it's worth a point. It's worth 1 fucking point out of 10, like, for sure. And then the rest of it was just all the other, like, you made this comment while we were watching it. You said just because there's a warthog in the scene doesn't make it Halo. And I mean, there's some truth to that. Like, it's cool. It's to see them, driving a warthog around, but if they're not gonna use it like in combat or any sort of action other than just driving it, it's just kind of like, okay, cool, figured out how to make that happen.
I'm scared that this TV series is going to influence the series, and the series already like fucked up. So,
I mean, what could they do? They're going to introduce an Asian girl that you have to escort, like escort missions to Halo.
Well, no, I think I'm hoping that they don't. And I haven't played Infinite's campaign, so they may already have fucked him up. But I'm just scared that like they're going to try to make Master Chief a little bit more feeling based, emotion based, because that's totally what they're doing. With like they're rewriting the character, as I said before.
Well, I mean, it's not supposed to be canon, so I would hope that they're not influencing the game.
I know it's not supposed to be canon, but I think that even if it's not canon, you should respect the
original
characters. Or you can respect the characters. Like, you can say, like, you can have a different course of events, but the characters would still be the characters. Like, I guess just because it's not canon, like, if you're gonna recreate the character, then just have a different character.
I mean, I'm trying to think of a good analogy for that. I guess it would be like,
in comic books, like you have like what ifs. The character's still the character, even if something different happens. They still act the way they did, but the story is different.
Yeah,
and that's not what we have here.
Yeah, I mean, I was just gonna say something like in the fucking Obi-Wan spinoff that's coming out. Like, what if he becomes Darth Vader instead of Anakin. You know, it's like still the character of Obi-Wan, but different course of events. But
And I
anyway,
bet you, like, even if he became Darth Vader, he would still have Obi-Wan traits. Like, nothing about this Master Chief says Master Chief.
other than his name and
Yeah.
he's
And
the Master Chief.
exactly. He's with the fucking Master Chief. Like, that's just how things are.
He just like has them so like in line. They're just like, if Master Chief tells you to wipe your ass with a rake, you fucking do it. They're like, yes, sir, Master Chief, sir. I don't know why I would do that, but okay.
But now Master Chief's like, wipe your ass with the ring. That's bad.
I'm
With my
sorry.
feelings.
I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry.
Right.
Let's go drink tea.
Right. Let's go have a beer, but then he gets drunk.
Fucking Spartan karaoke in the next episode. Anyway.
I don't know. We'll find out how much next episode sucks.
Yeah, so I guess that's probably gonna do it for this episode since we're kind of rehashing old shit, but that's kind of what they're doing in the TV series. So
Yeah, pretty much. So I'll rehash that. I've been Daniel.
and I have also been Matthew, same as last time. Haven't been someone else. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Laters.
Peace.